to Philly Live. I'm Sheila Watko. The summer is still going strong, and so is the sunshine, so let's take some time for a little skin check-in. I'm here with board-certified dermatologist Dr. Saira Agarwala from Dermatology Partners in Bensalem. Welcome to the show. Dr. Agarwala, so good to have you here and so good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So very happy to have you. It's August, and I want to know, is this one of the higher UV index months of the summer and maybe of the whole year?
Yeah, absolutely. Technically, it peaks in July, but August is still really high, usually around like 6 to an 8.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
easy to get burned, especially if you're a fair-skinned person in the higher Fitzpatrick types.
And that's on a scale of 10, I'm guessing?
Sort of actually more like 11, which is funny, but
oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
And you said July is the peak.
July is usually peak, but yes,
Okay.
August is still very high.
And especially, I feel like it's been so hot this summer as well, so it just feels extra crazy.
Exactly.
Aside from sunscreen, what are other ways that we can take to prevent sun damage to ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's no substitute for staying inside, which obviously no one wants to do. But if you're going to be out, sun protective clothing, UPF clothing is great. You know, lots of brands are kind of coming around to that. But wide brim hats, long sleeve shirts, pants.
Now, if you're wearing a long sleeve shirt and it's just a regular shirt, is that protective as well, or do you need that UPF to provide the extra care?
Technically, it's protective, but yeah, to varying degrees. So UPF clothing, the fibers are tightly woven so that there's less sun permeation as opposed to something like linen, which is very loose. So it feels breezy, but it technically lets more sun in.
That's interesting. I did not know that. And I've seen the rise of the UPF clothing, and I just thought, well, I have long sleeve clothes I can wear. That's very good to know. Thank you for sharing that. What are the best steps to follow if we do end up getting sunburned? Because I feel like no matter how many times I reapply, it is inevitable that I get a little red.
Yeah, it happens, you know, and it's okay. The first thing is to get out of the sun. You know, more sun is going to lead to more burning. Get out of the sun, you know, gently cleanse your skin. Cold water, cool compresses can be helpful too, and then lots and lots of moisturizer. You know, you're losing a lot of water throughout the day just being hot, and then if your skin is burnt, your body kind of recruits water to the skin to help heal it, so you start to feel very dehydrated. So lots of fluids, gentle moisturizers, creamy things without smells and fragrances.
Let me ask you as well, in terms of sunscreen, is it true that it does help you the higher the SPF number is?
It's true. Once you get to 30, you're at about enough coverage to pretty much protect you.
Okay.
I think the mistake people mostly make with sunscreen is not so much that the SPF is too low, but that they don't use enough, or that they don't reapply. So for your whole body, you need 1 ounce, which is about a shot glass worth. That's a lot. And for your face and your neck, I always say like 2 fingertips, which is also a lot. And you have to reapply every 2 hours, which sneaks up quickly. So I say put an alarm on your watch or your phone or whatever works for you and reapply it so that you're actually getting the SPF that you're marketed. But yes, higher is better, you know, and it is hard to use things to their full efficacy, so the higher the SPF, you're probably getting a little bit more benefit.
That is excellent, and I didn't know the 2 fingers. I knew the shot glass, I didn't know 2 fingers, and that's really helpful. A visual is helpful, especially with something like that where you're putting it on your body.
Totally.
So thank you so much for that. What products do you recommend for post-sun care, whether we're burnt or we're not?
Yeah, I mean, so gentle moisturizers, I like the brands that are in the dermatology recommended section of, you know, the pharmacy.
Sure.
But, some people like aloe too, like I was saying, which is fine. But yeah, CeraVe, Cetaphil, cream-based moisturizers rather than lotions, because those are actually thicker. Those are the ones that you scoop out and you rub all over. Those are great. I also really like DML lotion, another solid, like fragrance-free, easy to put on product.
This is so interesting. You know, it's such important information for the summer. I get burned so easily, even if I'm trying to take care. So I really appreciate you coming in today and sharing these tips with me and with the rest of our audience. So thank you so much for sharing such great advice. We'll definitely keep that in mind as we enjoy the rest of the summer. Dr. Agarwala from Dermatology Partners in Bensalem, thank you so much for joining us today and coming in. And if you would like more information, you can visit dermpartners.com or call 888-818-DERM. Thank you all so much for watching Philly Live. We will see you next time.